Most people believe influence belongs to the loud, the bold, or the naturally gifted. They believe it is something you are born with, not something you build. They think unforgettable people are made of a different substance. Stronger voices, sharper minds, brighter presence. This belief is comforting because it removes responsibility. If influence is a gift, then effort is optional. If it is luck, then discipline is unnecessary. But this belief is false, and the sooner you let it go, the sooner your life begins to change. The influence is not force, it is not domination, it is not manipulation, and it is certainly not volume. Real influence is quiet, it is steady. It is felt long after words fade. You remember how someone made you feel, not how impressive they tried to be. You remember how safe you felt around them, how clear things became in their presence, how you trusted them without knowing exactly why. That kind of influence does not announce itself. It grows. Ordinary people become unforgettable not by trying to stand out, but by standing firm in who they are. They stop chasing approval and begin practicing consistency. They stop performing and start preparing. They understand something most people miss. Influence is not built in public moments. It is built in private habits. Think of a tree. You only see the branches, the leaves, the fruit, but the real work happens underground. Roots push through dark soil. They search for water. They grow slowly. No applause, no attention. Yet when the storm comes, it is not the branches that decide survival. It is the roots. Influence works the same way. The strength you show under pressure is determined by the work you did when no one was watching. You do not wake up influential one morning. You wake up prepared. And preparation has a way of meeting opportunity when the time is right. This is not luck. It is alignment. The mind that has been trained recognizes moments others miss. The character that has been shaped steps forward, calmly, when others hesitate. Opportunity does not announce itself with noise. It whispers, and only the prepared hear it. Ask yourself this. When pressure enters your life, what comes out of you? Pressure does not create character. It reveals. When time is short and stakes are high, you do not rise to your ideals. You fall to your habits. This is why influence is never accidental. It is rehearsed through daily choices. Consider one person who faces conflict at work. Voices rise, tension fills the room. Some react, they defend, they interrupt, they try to win. Another person listens, they speak last. They choose words carefully. The room slowly follows their pace, not because they demanded it, but because calm is contagious. Now consider another moment. A family faces hardship. Finances tighten. Stress grows. One person complains and blames. Another becomes steady. They simplify. They reassure. Months later, who is remembered as the anchor? Influence reveals itself when things are difficult, not when they are easy. Your ability to influence depends on what you protect. Focus is not a preference. It is a discipline. In a world that pulls your attention in every direction, focus becomes rare, and rare things are valuable. When you guard your attention, you guard your future. You cannot influence others if you are constantly distracted. Presence is power. When you are fully with someone, they feel it, and people follow those who make them feel seen. Growth follows. A simple sequence. Learn, apply, evaluate, correct, persist. Most people stop after learning. Some apply briefly. Few evaluate honestly. Even fewer correct without ego. And almost no one persists long enough to see compounding results. Influence belongs to those who stay with the process after the excitement fades. Motivation is unreliable. It rises and falls like weather. Discipline is different. Discipline is a system. It removes emotion from decision-making. You do not wait to feel ready. You act because it is time. Systems quietly shape outcomes while moods come and go. Ordinary people wait for inspiration. Unforgettable people build routines that carry them forward even on dull days. Patience is strategic. It is not passive. It understands seasons. It knows when to push and when to wait. Influence grows over time, not overnight. You plant seeds knowing they will not sprout tomorrow. You water them anyway. This long view separates those who last from those who burn out. Feedback is a mirror. It is not an enemy. Those who seek it grow faster. Those who avoid it stay the same. Quiet correction, done regularly, prevents loud failure later. Measure yourself, not against others, but against who you were yesterday. Small adjustments, repeated, change direction. Momentum begins slowly, almost invisibly, day after day, choice after choice. Then one day, what once required effort begins to move on its own. Confidence builds, trust deepens. People listen before you speak, not because you demanded attention, but because you earned it. A breakthrough is not a moment, it is a lifestyle. It is the calm confidence of someone who knows their work, someone who does not rush, someone who does not chase recognition. They move with quiet certainty. They influence without trying to impress. They leave a mark by being consistent. And as you move through your days, remember this: you do not need to be extraordinary to be unforgettable. You need to be intentional. You need to be steady. You need to be willing to do the unseen work. Influence is not something you add to yourself. It is something you uncover, layer by layer, through disciplined living and thoughtful presence. The world is full of noise. Calm stands out. The world is full of reaction. Response is rare. Be the person who listens longer than others, thinks deeper than others, acts with care. Over time, people will feel your influence before they understand it. And by then, it will already be too strong to ignore. You are not behind. You are not missing something others have. You are simply being invited to begin the work that most avoid. Begin quietly. Begin today. And let time do what it always does when patience and discipline walk together. It turns ordinary people into unforgettable ones. Let us slow down here, because this is where many people misunderstand influence. They think it appears suddenly. They imagine a dramatic shift, a moment where everything changes and the world finally notices them. But real influence grows the way trust grows, gradually, silently, through repetition, through reliability, through being the same person on good days and difficult ones. Ask yourself who you trust the most. Is it the person who speaks the most, or the one who shows up consistently? Is it the one who promises big things, or the one who quietly does what they said they would do? Influence follows the same pattern as trust, because it is built on the same foundation: predictability of character. This is why ordinary people become unforgettable when they stop trying to be impressive and start trying to be dependable. Deep has weight, it has gravity. People lean toward it without realizing why. They feel steadier around it. They relax. And when people relax, they listen. There is a quiet confidence that comes from self-mastery, not control over others, but control over yourself, your reactions, your impulses, your need to be right. This kind of confidence does not rush into conversations. It does not interrupt. It does not seek validation. It waits. It observes. It chooses the right moment. And when it speaks, people notice, because it has not been speaking all along. Self begins in small moments. When you choose patience instead of irritation. When you listen fully instead of preparing your reply. When you finish what you started even when no one is watching. These moments feel insignificant, but they are shaping you. Day after day, choice after choice. Many people confuse influence with agreement. They believe being influential means everyone must like them. This is another myth that must be broken. Influence does not require universal approval. It requires respect, and respect is earned through integrity, not popularity. Sometimes influence means saying no calmly. Sometimes it means holding a boundary without anger. Sometimes it means standing alone without bitterness. These moments define you. You influence others not only by what you do, but by what you tolerate. What you allow becomes a lesson. What you excuse becomes a standard. This applies to your own habits as well. When you tolerate distraction, you teach yourself that focus is optional. When you excuse inconsistency, you teach yourself that promises are flexible. Quietly, your inner standards set the outer results. This is why focus must be protected like something precious. This is doorway through which all growth enters. Without it, effort scatters. With it, small actions become powerful. Decide what deserves your attention. Decide what does not. This decision, repeated daily, will shape the kind of presence you bring into every room. Presence is felt before it is understood. You can sense when someone is truly there with you. Their eyes are steady. Their body is still. Their mind is not elsewhere. In a distracted world, this level of presence feels rare, and rare things are influential. People open up around presence. They speak more honestly. They listen more closely. You do not need clever words when your presence is strong. Learning alone does not change you. Application does. This is where many people delay their own growth. They collect ideas. They wait for the perfect moment. But influence grows through use. Try, observe, adjust. This cycle never ends. Even the most respected people are still refining themselves. They remain students. That humility keeps their influence alive. Evaluation requires honesty, not harshness, but clarity. Ask yourself what worked and what did not. Ask without excuses. Ask without blame. Then, correct gently and continue. Progress is rarely dramatic. It is measured in small improvements that add up over time. Persistence is not loud. It does not announce itself. It simply returns again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. While others start and stop, persistence keeps moving. This is where momentum begins, slowly, quietly, almost unnoticed. Until one day, others wonder how you became so steady. They did not see the daily return. They only see the result. Motivation fades. Discipline remains. Discipline removes debate. It turns intention into action without discussion. You do not negotiate with yourself every day. You decide once, then follow through. This frees mental energy. It creates peace. And peace strengthens presence. Strategic patience allows you to play the long game. It understands that influence deepens with time, that relationships mature, that skills compound. Rushing often breaks what time would strengthen. When you stop demanding immediate results, you begin making wiser decisions. You choose actions that will still matter years from now. Feedback, when received calmly, sharpens you. It shows you blind spots you cannot see alone. Do not wait for criticism to force change. Invite reflection regularly. Quiet correction is a form of respect for your future self. It prevents regret. Momentum, once built, feels different. Actions feel lighter. Confidence becomes grounded, not inflated. People respond to you differently. Conversations shift. Opportunities appear more frequently. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You became someone others could rely on. And this leads to the final understanding. A breakthrough is not an event you chase. It is a way you live. It is waking up committed to small standards. It is choosing clarity over chaos. It is acting with intention even when no one is watching. Emotional highs are not required. Consistency is. Influence grows when your inner world becomes orderly, when your thoughts are disciplined, when your reactions are measured, when your values are clear. From this inner stability comes outer impact. People feel it, they trust it, they follow it naturally. So do not ask how to be unforgettable. Ask how to be reliable. Do not ask how to impress. Ask how to serve well. Do not ask how to be seen. Ask how to be present. These questions shift everything. You already have what you need to begin. Not talent, not charisma, but choice. The choice to work quietly, to listen deeply, to act deliberately, to improve steadily. Over time, these choices shape a person others remember. And one day, without announcement, without noise, you will realize something has changed. People seek your opinion. They value your presence. They trust your judgment. You did not force this. You earned it. That is the art of influence. Calm/steady, built from the inside out.